Hello friends, welcome you all to another video. And as you know that we have started unit number 2, chapter number 4, functions of literature of paper number 5. And you know that from 3 weeks we are starting it, and I think we have completed 3 to 4 lectures on it, and we have completed the aesthetic function of literature. And now, as you know that beside giving pleasure or entertain or moving reader from their hard time to the from the loftiness of sublime, or that giving pleasure, literature is supposed to have other functions also. And the two functions which are most important, one is the moral function and the second one is the cognitive function. So today we are going to see the what is the moral functions of literature. So as you know that it is a one important function is to heighten the awareness of the reader about the certain aspects of life, that what our life should be and how we should lead our life. So certain aspects of life that are much important, because we should lead our life morally, we should follow the morality, we should follow the ethics, and we should follow the humanity, because humanity is greater than anything else. And you know that the dramatic poetry of Greeks and Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, you can see on the your screen. But before that, I would like to tell you one drama which was written by William Shakespeare, and the name of that drama is actually Othello. So in the Othello, what is Othello? Othello, there is a husband-wife relationship we can see in the Othello. That is a tragedy, one of the greatest tragedy. Shakespeare has written four greatest tragedies. The one is the Hamlet, second one is the Othello, third one is the Macbeth, and fourth one is the King Lear. So the Othello is one of the greatest tragedy, and here we can see that the heroine, that is Desdemona, is there, and she is so beautiful. She is whiter than snow, whiter than ice. She is such a white woman. And if you think about the Othello is a dark person. He is a like African man. He is a very black person, and they fall in love because actually Othello has a great he's a great warrior, and he goes to the Desdemona's father to tell him the variety of stories, and Desdemona listened that those stories, and she fell in love with him, and they just got married. But what happened? Iago is there. So Iago actually villain, and he poured the poison against Desdemona. He and in this way, Othello started doubting. He just started making suspicious on the character of Desdemona, and he thought that the Desdemona is not a good character, and she's not a good wife. And therefore, what happened at the end? So at the end of that drama, Othello kills Desdemona, and then after killing her, then Othello came to know that actually she was innocent, and it was Iago who has poured poison against her character in his mind, in his heart. So that is the certain aspect of life one should be aware. That is the important function. That is the moral function of literature. So the dramatic poetry of the Greeks, the works of Aeschylus, the work of Sophocles and Euripides were created for festival and ceremonial occasions, as we have seen in the paper number 9 when I discuss about the Greek tragedy. So if you talk about the Euripides, so Euripides one play is in our syllabus in paper number 9, that is the Prometheus Bound. So how the Prometheus was the god of wisdom, and how he teaches us everything, and how because of that, how he gave us fire, how he gave us human being fire, and because of that, the king of all the gods, that is Zeus, he punishes the Prometheus. We are going to see it in paper number 9. Again, if you talk about the Aeschylus, so Aeschylus has written one drama. He has written several dramas, but one of my favorite drama is Medea. So Medea is also the wife-husband relationship of Jason, who is the villain of actually that drama, and Medea, who is the heroine. And actually, Medea, she go against her brother. She kills her brother. She goes against her father in order to that Jason should steal the golden egg of the dragon. And then they get married, and they came to Thebes, where the Creon, who is a king, and he has one daughter, and the Jason make advantages because if you marry with the princess, he will become the king of Thebes, and therefore he deceived Medea, and therefore Medea wanted to take revenge against Jason. So therefore, in order to do so, she kills her children. She kills her two sons, and she doesn't kill Jason because and again she also killed the princess and king of thieves, the Creon and his daughter, and in this way she take her revenge. So the husband wife relationship is important, and therefore one should be aware about that, and one should go in moral way. Okay, so that is the important thing. Then the Sophocles Oedipus Rex, that is Oedipus the king, which is a world famous drama, and it has a great impact over English literature as well as all the Indian literature, like Marathi literature, Hindi literature, or other native language literature. And that is Oedipus Rex. So Oedipus Rex, what happened? Accidentally, unawarely, he kills his father, and he get married with his mother. So that is the thing where the Sigmund Freud took the concept Oedipus complex, that a son has a attraction towards his mother, and Electra complex from the Electra play, that daughter has an attraction towards her father. So these are the things, terms which were taken from by the Sigmund Freud. So actually, this is the moral function. By watching these kind of plays, we became aware that how we should lead our life. Okay, so they reminded the great concurrence of Athenian citizens of the tradition gods and heroes of the history. They were a civic drama expressive of the place and power of the Greek city-states, and suggested that past history and powers above them were with them. So in the original sense of the word, they were political dramas. So they were political dramatics. The outcome was heighten the awareness of the Greek citizen uh, to what were then regarded as a significant aspects of Greek city life. Again, if you look at the ballad writers and singer at later date, we see that in their own way and in their own times, in traditional fashion, each celebrated events of social significance, also called heroic exploits, because they brought news. They were recounting history, they were reconstructing the past, and which they had learned by word of mouth, passed from one generation to another generation. So they just carry forwarding the history, they just carry forwarding the news, they were carry forwarding the reconstruction of the history about the past, and they were passing from one generation to another generation. And they also teaching their audience that how they should lead the life morally, how they should morally understand the life, and how they should not do any wrong things in their life. Okay, so that is the important moral function of literature. So their original purpose was to entertain and to receive payment for it. That was the original purpose. But even though they were also teaching the moral things to the audience. So but seen in retrospect, their effect, their function was then regarded as significant and of important. So the same is the case with the all great works of literature. They make us aware of the various aspects of life which lay hidden from us, and therefore we should think about the morality. That is the better thing. That one is giving the highest status to the God, but according to me, one should give highest status to morality. So morality is equivalent to the God, because if you are praying to God, and if you are making sins, if you are exploiting somebody, if you are making that oppressing someone, then what is the use of your praying to God? So therefore one should lead his life morally. So when you read Hamlet or Macbeth or King Lear, we begin to understand more about life and its intricate problems than we could do before. And therefore these kind of plays, after reading that, we understand the various aspects of a life, and we should also understand that how one should lead our life in morally good. Okay, so that the Hamlet is also included in your syllabus, and we are going to learn about that. So about the Macbeth, if you talk about the Macbeth, so Macbeth has an ambition that he wanted to become a king of Denmark, and while winning over Norway, when he was coming to Denmark, he made three witches, and these three witches make announcement. Those are the prophecies, and then Macbeth take help of his wife, and he kills the King Duncan of Denmark, and he thought that he is immortal because one of the witch has said that no natural birth man can kill Macbeth, so Macbeth is immortal. And because of that, Macbeth thought that he is a great person, but actually that the one of the two sons of Duncan kills Macbeth. Okay, So ambitious, if you are doing that, I want to become a king or I want to become something, and if you are killing somebody, if you are doing crimes, okay, so that is not good. So that this teaches us that how one should aware, if I do this, this will be the consequences. If I do that, that will be the consequences, and I have to lead my life in this that way, such a way. So one should keep in mind, and one should aware of that. And the next one is the King Lear. So King Lear is that depend on the father and daughter relationship. So King Lear have three daughters, and one younger daughter was good. She was taking care of King Lear, but the older two daughters wanted to take properties of King Lear. They put him into jail. So that is the that how father is not important, but the property money is important for the daughters. So that is again the one aspects we understand from it. So guys, within this lecture, I have completed the another important function of literature, that is the moral function of literature. And that tomorrow we are going to start the last function of literature, that is the cognitive function of literature. So if you have any kind of problem, if you didn't get it, so you can ask me questions. So thank you for watching. We will see you in the next lecture.